I'm Kirsten Fowler, and I'm with the Asphalt Pavement Association of Indiana, APAI, and I am so excited today to tell you about a new project that we are launching for high school students in the Civil Career Pathways programs. This will be part of the Golden Shovel competition and will really give another aspect for your students that are interested in a future in construction, maybe estimating, project management, to learn about our industry. So my background, I'm a civil engineer. My first job was at an asphalt plant, so I've been hands-on on the construction aspect, and one of my internships was doing basic estimating and project management. So we've created a project that we're really excited for these students to see, where they'll look at a real NDOT project and see it through the design phase, all the way through estimating, scheduling, and see how a project is scoped and ultimately a contracting team chosen to be awarded the project. So this is the first year we're doing this. We're going to learn as we go. I'm sure there will be questions that come up, and I'm going to be the person that you will reach out to as you go through this project late this summer and into the fall. Feel free to get a hold of me with questions you may have. You can reach out to me by email, phone, and I will do my best to guide you and your students through this. So we're naming this project the Asphalt Bidmasters competition. And really the concept is that while most of the students in your program are exposed to the construction aspects, like the trades and they're actually in the field and wanting to see what it's like to be hands-on with equipment, this is going to let the students shine that are interested in a future as estimators, engineers, project managers, and other roles like that in our industry. So we've chosen a real-world project. This project is in Anderson, Indiana, and you're going to see the bidding, scheduling, awarding process of this project. So I'm going to start by just talking about the logistics of what will be involved. So if you go to the API website and you look at the Careers tab, you will see Asphalt Bidmasters competition. And that is really going to be the hub of where all of the information will be for this project. You'll have links to everything that you'll need, and everything summarized there in several documents. So the main document that you're going to want to look at is Overview and Guidelines, and that document has all of the specifics for putting together your student team, the deadlines, the requirements for the project, as well as the prizes that we're awarding to the school and to the students. It's got step-by-step instructions for the project, and it's going to have just all of the conversions and information on what will be part of the components of the project that you put together. Another document that you're going to want to use is the project plan sheets. That's what you'll use to look at the quantities that will be needed for the different items that will be bid, and then also an Excel document that has both a materials quantity worksheet as well as a bid tab form, and that's what you're going to use to put together the cost. So what exactly is the project and what are the students being asked to do? As I mentioned, it's a real NDOT project that's in Anderson, Indiana. It's the Indiana National Guard Armory parking lot. And it's basically an area of some existing asphalt that's being milled and overlaid, as well as an area of full depth asphalt pavement that will be brand new. The project is going to ask you to do two parts. There's a written report and then also an in-person oral presentation. And the in-person oral presentation will take place at the Golden Shovel competition. Both of the two parts will be worth 50% of the total score. So I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about the written report. Within the written report, you're going to want to start with just an overview of the project. Who's your project team? What's your project approach? I would kind of call this like an executive summary that really launches your document. From there, you'll include all of your information about your cost estimate. So to keep this simple, we're only asking the students to do the cost estimate for the major items that are part of the project. Those are listed on the bid form, and it includes things like the asphalt surface, the asphalt base, aggregate, milling, mobilization and demobilization, and then traffic control and signage. So you'll go through and work through the document to come up with a price for each one of those items. I'm guessing this will be the part where the students have the most amount of questions. So feel free, as they're working through all of those calculations, if they get hung up on something or if they're confused, to have them reach out. The students will need to do quantity takeoffs from the plan sheets And then from there, they'll calculate the material cost. They'll add in trucking for the material from the plant to the project site, as well as adding in equipment and labor costs. So an important thing to note about this project, this is not a typical NDOT low bid scenario. It's not something where the lowest price wins. We're looking for cost estimates that are accurate and that are well thought out. So if a student team wants to add things in like overhead or profit margin, that's great because that's what a real contractor will do on a project. We're just looking for a project team that showed that they really thought through all aspects of the project, and that's going to be appreciated by the judging panel, when they consider the different options they're looking for. Aside from the cost estimate, the third part of the written report will be the schedule. So students will need to determine all of the different major aspects of the project and consider things like the production rates of how fast the paving can take place and other factors. Be creative with your approach. If you want to think about things like the Armory schedule or community events, maybe Anderson has a big 4th of July parade or something going on and you want to, create your schedule around that, and talk about how you're going to phase the construction process, feel free to include that. That would be great and helpful for the project team. You can also look at things like utilities and, seasonal impacts of when you would want the construction to take place. So the written presentation will be submitted ahead of when the Golden Shovel competition is happening, and all of those dates, like I said, are provided in that general overview document that is on the webpage. And then the other aspect of the project will be the oral presentation, and we're asking that all of the team members be involved with that. So you're going to want to summarize the written report components. So, tell the project team in person what your approach to the project was, your cost estimate, and your schedule. But don't feel like you have to spend a ton of time on that because we will have read through all of that in the written report. The new parts that you'll be presenting during the oral presentation will be the communication plan. So you're going to, talk to us about how you plan to keep employees that work in the facility, members of the community, the overall general public, aware of the construction schedule and what's taking place. You're also going to want to make sure that the owner of the project stays informed throughout the duration of the project on what the activities are that are occurring. You'll also put together a site safety plan. So as you all know, safety is the most important aspect on any construction project. And you're going to want to tell us what measures are you going to take on your project site to make sure that both your construction crew and the general public stays safe at all times during construction activities. And then lastly, we're looking for a quality assurance plan. So do you have any specific ideas of things that you can do to deliver a high quality, long-lasting asphalt parking lot to the owner when it's all said and done? Do you have any innovative ideas that you're hoping to incorporate into the project? So I just want to conclude by saying, we're excited about this project. It's about being creative. It's about being, having thoughtful ideas and being confident and thorough in what you produce to us. We're not necessarily looking for right answers. We're looking for a team that thinks outside the box. The judging panel will be functioning as the owner, and they'll be looking at it from the aspect of who do we trust to build our parking lot? Who do we want to hire? So we're absolutely thrilled to be launching this project. The teams will be anywhere from 3 to 5 students. We hope that you'll have a group from your classroom that'll be excited to be part of this, and we hope they'll participate.